Welcome to Floodland. This is a new survival colony sim from Vile Monarch, and I've really liked it so far. I've played the beginning of one campaign. I basically started in the tutorial and got through chapter 2 or 3, so I understand some of how the game works. I've never started it fresh without the tutorial, though, so we're going to be having a little bit of a new experience together starting the game from scratch. So one important part of the game is its factions. They all have different political opinions. They like and dislike different choices that you can make. And they're constantly getting mad at you. In fact, one experience that you have a lot in this game is you're trying to make a decision to make someone happy, but really all you do is make the other people sad. It's like, you know, the good neighbors here will say, oh, can you please do this thing for us? I'm like, absolutely. And the good neighbors stay absolutely flat, but everyone else gets pissed off. And so it feels like real politics that way, where the only thing you can do is choose who you make mad, and you never actually make anyone happy. So I started with the good neighbors last time and met Burkett 3 along the way. So I think I'm going to start as Burkett 3 this time. So Burkett 3 is, they're a science-focused group. Actually, they've got like a sort of a political matrix that is visible somewhere in the game, but I have forgotten where it is, so we're not going to see that. But basically, each of the factions has got some particular advantage they have. Like, these guys have precision. The precision specialization is a thing that they just get automatically. And similarly, searching and collecting for resources is 50% faster if you've got these guys as your leaders. So that's pretty cool. That sounds good. Difficulty level, I'm just going to not touch. I'll leave it exactly where I had it before. And we will hit begin. Coalition wants to know which is the communist faction and which is the capitalist. I think this one might be kind of commie. I'm not sure. I didn't read it because no one wants to sit and watch me read. So we're just going to get into it and pretend that we know what we're doing.
When I was 15, I buried my sister with my own hands. Some think the event was the cause, but it all began long before. I remember the times of confusion and strife. I heard the silence that drowned the screams. The event, it was simply the final blow. Some say those in charge failed us. Others, that we are all to blame. But we dwell too much on what's behind. I say, let's focus on what lies ahead. And ahead, I see hard-working hands building houses. I see strong backs carrying food. And smiles. The smiles that greet newcomers. I cried when my sister died. And now we mourn our friend as she is taken by the water. But tomorrow, I don't fear tomorrow I'll be crying, because I know if we make it, we can all sit back and laugh.
So I love the whole vibe of this game. There is, I mean, the art style, the whole attitude that we're basically trying to find a little fraction of hope amidst overwhelming despair. That is the stuff I'm into. So here we have our little starting of a base, and it looks like we've got a second one over here. So let's click on this little assignment. This is like a mission. Okay, so basically they want us to restore a radio tower. So that's going to be our first big goal. Now, I played through a prologue the first time that set up all of the basics for my community. Now I'm going to have to remember how to do that for real myself. So hopefully we'll figure this out. So let me pause the game real quick. So it looks like I've got these 2 storage areas, which is not what I had in the prologue. So that's interesting. Around here, we've got little sources of food, berries, mushrooms, and then these larger buildings, a renovated house, this water tower here that have other resources we can go after. This game is definitely, it's set in some kind of flooded post-apocalypse. And a lot of what you're doing is scavenging from the bones of the old world. So, I've got this button down here. Actually, I'm trying to figure out where is a good place to stick my head. Maybe the lower right is the most convenient spot. But, let's see here. Do we have any science to start? Yes, we do have a little bit of science. Oh, wow. Oh, it's already unlocked all of the science that I would have unlocked during the prologue. That's interesting. It's unlocked tents already, and I can already upgrade to shacks. This entire science system is interesting. Everything is divided into well-being, which is like your homes and your medicine. It's got exploration, which is about, building, building new colonies, reaching out to new places, that sort of thing. But it also includes things like hacksaws, sledgehammers, things that let you grab resources from out in the world. Survival is all about food, all the different ways that you can get food. And then growth is about building things. It's about, logging, sorting garbage, basically all of the resources that you pull into your community. So I think I'm going to start. I've got this amount of research up here. So I'm going to definitely grab the basic things that I need in order to sort of make this community work. So that means like a place to study, ways to get wood and garbage. We should definitely be able to forage and collect water and fish. And if we're gonna fish, we need to get a field kitchen to cook the fish and make it safe. Being able to cut trees down seems good, but that's gonna be an expensive one. Let's hold off on that for a sec. Would not be bad to have a medical tent. That's worth a big investment. And slightly better homes seems worthwhile. And now I've just used enough research, I can't grab planks yet, but I don't think I'll need that for a while. Yeah, so we've got these larger scale developments, like basically which materials we're capable of working with, and each of them, as you unlock these, it'll unlock tiers of technology going out to the right here. So yeah, I think having a more efficient forager is worth an initial investment. So okay, so I've spent all the research that I can really spend. So we'll get back out of here. And now that I have added a bunch of things to my... I just invented a bunch of technologies. I've got, a set of buildings that I can build. But the very first thing we're going to do before we start building buildings, I've got 100 food. This is safe food. This is risky food. So I need to turn risky food into safe food so people can eat it without getting sick. And we've got water. And we've got meds. We've got kind of enough to get started. But one of the first things I want to do is explore. So I'm going to use this little search explore button, and I will basically the 10 people that are currently working at the only job that I have, which is this storage and this other storage over here. When you select search and explore, people from storage are going to go out and they're going to gather any resources in the places that you indicate. So I'm going to send them out to the places that I know have resources, and then I'll send them out to explore places in the fog of war. So do the same thing over here with these guys. They've got access to different resources over here. You can only have 7 of these out at once. So I've just maxed out my tasks. So let's unpause. And then you're going to see little people. Come on, little people. What are you doing? Let's speed this up a little bit. Oh, there we go. A bunch of little people. They're running around. And they're going to go and explore some stuff. Oh, look, they're gathering all the food. Oh, they're so cute. They're just so cute. I'm going to slow it down a little bit here. And, oh, look. Oh, they found even more berries over here when they went exploring. That's awesome. So, one problem I have. So, notifications and problems appear on the right side. I've got 25 homeless people. And so I guess that means a few people can sort of hole up in the storage itself. Oh, what's this? Ooh, okay. So, here's an interesting place. So, I can send people to investigate. That takes one of my little exploration slots. In fact, now that I've discovered some of these buildings, I can send people to explore all of them. Oh, okay. Looks like we've got a house already that my people have just settled in because it was available. It was just available in the environment. But I need to build more houses. So let's... so shacks are the best houses I can build right now. Oh, interesting. So it looks like this is my central base. And this is my secondary one, I guess? I don't know. Let's have a look at the overall district manager here. So yeah, so it looks like this is Roach Refuge, this district here. And as the game expands, I can like add other districts. Like I can claim different islands and things like that out in the world. Not ready to do that yet though. So one thing that I've heard is that you want people to live near where they work, which means I don't want to put all the houses on one side of this map. We want to have like these folks who live in this house, I'll probably have them working on collecting these mushrooms to feed people. People who working here, what jobs are there around here? Actually, I don't see a lot of great jobs. A pile of rubble. Okay, they'll be going after rubble, maybe. People can walk through, by the way, this is shallow water. People can walk through shallow water. They can't walk through deep water. You have to do special expeditions to get across deep water. Oh, wait, it says my attention is needed where? Oh, over here. Okay, I sent somebody in here and something happened. Oh, it's just an encyclopedia entry. It's lore. Whatever. Okay, so I know I'm going to need to get food up and running. So let's definitely build... I think we've got enough people living nearby, but let's build a couple of shacks right next to here. I've had trouble upgrading shacks, though, so I think maybe I should give them a little bit more space, just in case that was the problem. So I'll build a couple of shacks over here. Each shack contains, I think, can hold, 4 people? Yeah, and so if I have 25 homeless, this is 16. I think I'll need a couple more. So let's make room for there to be, like, roads between them. There, that's probably too many shacks, but whatever. So people are collecting the resources that it takes to build these, and I'm actually going to start running low on those resources. So let's see if there's any lying around. Yes, okay, there's a bunch of the rubbish resource around here that I can collect to keep building my houses. But I'm going to need to find a place where more rubbish can be collected on a longer-term basis. So, but before we worry about rubbish, let's build the one most important thing, which is food, forager house. So this is going to take 600 rubbish to build, and I don't have that, but it's fine. We'll get it. So build that. So right now it can't get the stuff that it needs, but it will eventually. And it looks like, okay, we've got trees over here. A bunch of trees around here, which means I can get wood this way. But where do I get... Oh, here's a rubbish pile down here. Let's explore. Let's gather this stuff, explore this area. This is where I'm going to get rubbish. Hey there, Peroxicus and Orthouse. Thanks for joining us. Oh, Orthouse, congratulations on thinking your interview went well. Okay, here's another place to search. It's got a bunch of the stuff that I want. So you can look at your resources up here, and it'll tell you the balance of how you're doing with that resource. Like right here, for instance, my water, I'm losing 30 a day. That's a problem. So let's build a water still. In fact, I haven't built anything near these guys yet. So let's build a water still right here, right near the storage. By the way, I'm pretty sure that storage is global. And so if somebody picks up a resource and brings it back to this storage, somebody can then retrieve that same resource from this storage. We just imagine that in their spare time, they're moving things as needed from storage to storage and don't bother trying to say, oh, sorry, this part of your base has collected all the rubbish, but the rubbish is needed over here and you can't have it. They just don't do that in this game, which I really appreciate. It's just, there are enough little minor headaches. At some point you start having multiple factions of people, and each person who's walking around belongs to a different faction and has different feelings about what you're doing. That is complicated enough. Who lives where and whether they can have time to get to work is complicated enough. I don't need to worry about where all of my resources are. So I really appreciate them making that simpler for me. All right, so let's build... let's see here. Oh, a fishing dock. So that's a way to get risky food. This is a way to get this mushroom harvester is a way to get safe food. And I've got 2 people working at it. You can have a third if you have the specialization in fortitude. If your people have strong fortitude. However, my people do not currently have strong fortitude. Though, oh, it might be that I can I might be able to upgrade them, though. Yes, okay, cool. So we start with enough experience that I can get one upgrade. So let's grab Fortitude. Okay, so now, Burkett 3 has Fortitude. So this faction has Fortitude. So any of the people that are represented by this little blue... Oh, you can't see the blue icon because it's behind my head. Any of the people that are represented by this blue icon now can do Fortitude jobs. So right there, I gave somebody this Fortitude job. The worker who's got the Fortitude specialization, they can accomplish more. And so basically having somebody with the Fortitude specialization working in your Forager house means the Forager house is more efficient than if you just had regular old folks working there. And so eventually when you have multiple factions, each faction can specialize in different ways. And so you can have people from different factions doing different jobs, which is kind of like a caste system, but, you know, whatever. We're not going to think about that too deeply. Oh, here we go. There's another assignment. Oh, okay, so they found a white dove, and we have to decide if we're going to feed it and then let it free, or if we're going to cook it, or if we're going to keep it as a symbol of hope. It looks like my faction wants me to set it free. So that's what we're going to do. And so, yes, they are placated, so they don't have any unrest. If I had chosen one of the other choices, my entire faction might have been mad at me. So eventually, when you have multiple factions, they'll all have different opinions, and you'll just have to decide who you're going to make mad. Okay, so how are we doing on water now? We're still in the negative on water. So we've got one water still over there that's working, but let's build another water still. Where? Over here, I guess? Over... We want somebody to be able to get there easily. So I guess, yeah, let's build that there. So this is going to be the people who collect water over here. How are we doing on food? We're also still negative on food. So let's see, where's the good fishing at? Actually, before I worry about fishing, let's build a sorting hut over here to collect all this garbage. And eventually we can upgrade that to a sorting lodge, but we don't have that yet. So that'll get us some construction equipment, which will be nice. Some construction materials. And then I don't feel like I want to build the study quite yet. So we've got our forager house. Let's do a fishing dock, but where's a good place? You need to have, okay, here we got fishing resources out here. So is there a good spot where I can get all of these resources? I don't think so. I don't think I can get all three because, yeah, so you can only place the fishing location in shallow water, which is very restrictive. So I can put it either here or here. I guess I'll put it here because it's closer and easier to get to from home base. But if we're going to be collecting the risky food, which is fish, we should also build a field kitchen near here. So let's build a field kitchen. That needs to be built on land. And I think that is the basics. Okay, so now, yes, our water is now on balance, going up by 5 a day. So we've got enough water for our people. I'm hoping that once we've built these food sources, we're going to have enough... food coming in as well. And then we're going to be able to sort of raise our ambitions and try to explore and accomplish more things than that. Like, for instance, this old radio tower, which is the thing we've been sent to do. So I'm going to send somebody over to that radio tower because we can afford to. By the way, so right now I only have one unemployed person, which means I'm going to have to start taking people away from their storage jobs in order to do other jobs. So right now my storage people are good at going out here and just finding whatever random stuff I need. But I'm going to have less and less of those generic storage people available as I start giving them more consistent jobs. Okay, so I think I'm ready to speed up the simulation. So yeah, they're gathering all these berries. They have a nice little pile of berries. That'll be good. But yeah, now you can see you've got these full-time foragers who are foraging from these mushroom stumps. These mushroom stumps are nice because while the little berries, they go away completely when you grab them, and eventually they will come back, but it's erratic and they show up all over the place. These consistently come back. And so right now I'm actually kind of over farming them because I've got 3 people working here, and basically what this diagram here is showing you is that there are 80 and now 75 and now 70 food in the sources, and the food is being processed by the workers and given to the community. And so you can sort of see how much they've got left and the rate at which they're obtaining it. And it looks like they're probably going to overdo it, and they're going to run this dry. Okay, we don't have enough people available to be fishermen, so let's take these folks down. There, so we took 2 people off storage duty and put them on fish duty. And it looks like if we've got enough resources, which I think we do, we can reclaim the radio tower. So we're going to reclaim the radio tower. That's going to be a useful thing. Oh, wait, what's going on here? Uh-oh, suspicious water filter. So, yeah, let's... what does he want us to do? Okay, so we got to take one of our water filters out of service. Okay, yeah, so this water filter is bad. So let's just deconstruct it. Oh, wait, I just hit the wrong button. Let's deconstruct that water filter. We're going to build a new one in its place. Kragan says, I hope they know which mushrooms to plant, or that food will be risky too. Yeah, don't threaten me with a good time. All right, so yeah, so periodically you just want to like grab your storage people and send them out to grab random things that sort of spawn. It's nice that I think that because this is sort of a flooded world, they justify the fact that resources just always respawn by the fact that things are just washing up. It's like you've got these collections of garbage over here, and I think the reason why they're renewable is because more stuff just washes up on the shore from destroyed parts of the world. Okay, so you'll notice that a lot of the things out here, you can interact with these, but not yet. Once I get a welding torch, I can take this truck apart. Once I get a hacksaw, I can take apart this ruined house, and that will give me more land to develop. But right now, these building remnants, they just kind of sit there and stay in my way. Oh, I haven't searched this one yet, though, so I can do that. Okay, so they're still working on the radio tower. What? Oh, let's see. I think this might actually be a good time for me to build my study. That's growth, right? Yes. It is a little bit difficult to sort of remember the names of the categories just because they're just different from other games. You know, you're used to thinking of people like dividing up the buildings in different ways. And so, yeah, so like science being in the same place as logging, which, oh, by the way, I should also do some logging. Oh. Okay, yeah. I think it's a pretty good spot to stick this, probably. Where you can reach a lot of wood. I don't want him to block the foragers, though. That's my problem. So I guess, yeah, I'll put the wood guy over here. Will I? Will I do that? I will not do that. I will put him here. Okay. So that's kind of far away from people's houses, so I'm going to build a road real quick. Am I? I'm not going to build a road. I can't build roads yet. I guess that's a technology I've yet to unlock. So, cool. We'll learn how to build roads later. In the meantime, we'll speed up time. Maximum speed. All right. So they're bringing materials over here, but we don't have enough rubbish. We're out of rubbish, so we're dependent on these guys collecting enough rubbish to deliver to the logging station so I can... Oh, hey, we could build another sorting bin, a sorting place over here, theoretically. But this is shallow water, I wonder. Okay, yeah. Yes, I can sort of build that there. But people are gonna have a hard time getting to it. We'll see if people like working there. I've got my doubts. But okay, so we've got science people now. So what we've got is old world relics, which is this resource, which you collect from old buildings and things like that. And the science, they will process these into knowledge, which I can then spend on upgrading my technology. Eventually, you can learn the technology to just study ambiently and invent things on your own. But for right now, this is my only option. Oh, by the way, I'm running low on water because I forgot to replace my water still. Luckily, I've got this water tower that I can scavenge. So let's replace that water still real quick before everyone dies of thirst. Oops, I did the wrong button. Water still. Rotate. There we go. Yeah, my water is going down by 12.5 a day, so that's a problem I need to solve. These guys... Oh, we foraged enough food that we've actually outstripped our storage limit, which is fine. I'm just going to take a couple people off that job. We'll just do maintenance here. How are we doing with the... Okay, the fishing seems to be going pretty well. We're processing the fish into... Oh. It stopped. Oh, yeah, because... So there's a day-night cycle. So this game is serious about the day-night cycle. People go home at night, and then they come back to work the next day. Unless you kick in the night shift. So one thing I have not gotten into yet is the laws, because I think that's a thing that you develop later on in the game. Once you start being able to make laws, you can institute things like night shifts to make things more productive for a short time at the cost of unrest. But actually, I think... Oh, we've built some technology. So let's have a look at what we feel like we're missing. So we could collect more fish if we want to. What else could we do? We could... Oh, more efficiently collect rubbish and rubble. Yes, I want to do that one. And then that hacksaw seemed really valuable. Where was that? Is that exploration? Yeah, this hacksaw is going to let me get rid of some obstacles in my path. That'll be good. And now I'm down to 5. Oh, sorting buildings can have more people working at them if I do this. Sure, why not? I don't think I've ever tried that one, actually. Okay, so now you'll notice I can assign 2 more people to work here if I had 2 unemployed people, which I don't. But I can make them. Hey, you 2, you don't work there anymore. You work here now. So that's going to deplete this stuff faster, but for right now, actually just getting as much construction equipment in my people's hands as possible is probably the right move. Especially because I want to get this still up and running, and it costs the resource I don't have enough of. So now that I've got 4 people working here, they'll demolish this stuff pretty quick. But... Oh, and actually, once I get enough, I can also upgrade this to a sorting lodge, which will work even faster. But one thing I can now do is, I've got a hacksaw, so I can chop down these trees. And I can chop down this house. And this house. And that's going to give me a bunch of rubbish, too. And I've got some more tech, and actually, Cogs is reminding me that if I want roads, that's right here. That's path. But I haven't developed planks yet. And planks is going to cost 25. So I need to wait until I get a little bit more science. So these guys are working slowly on the science. I'm going to get my new sorting lodge up here once the night is done. Okay, so I can have 4 people work there, but I need to take them away from these places. Okay, now we are going to be just wallowing in garbage like we always wanted to. And now you'll notice, now that I've got the hacksaw, if I send explorers out to collect things, anything that they can get with a hacksaw, they will just take down, with the exception of buildings. So we're going to have a lot more usable land, which is going to be cool. Aha! Okay, so we've got this radio up and running. So we're going to send a transmission out to see if there's anywhere out there to go. And, okay, it looks like we heard that there's something over here. to go and find. So we're going to send an expedition out. An expedition takes 3 people. And so I need to have 3 people available. So let's take this place down a little bit. I'm starting to scrape the bottom of the barrel there with people, though. Okay, so we're going to send out an expedition. And I'm just going to choose 3 people to go. And eventually you'll be deciding which factions of people you want to send. So we're going to send that expedition out. And it's basically making a mobile camp somewhere else in a place that I can't normally send my workers to. So we're going to send them over there. Yes! And because I succeeded, I'm rewarded with 11 research. Okay, yeah, so we're going to go try to find some people, some scouts from a former factory. So we've got... I don't know exactly where the expedition is. Let me go find them. Okay, here they are. People are... You can see them sort of following this little path here. And they're going to come to the edge. They hop down, get in a boat. Our little boat is going to go over here. And they're going to make a little camp over here. And so now eventually you can get the technology to turn this camp into a new settlement off-site, which is sort of how you end up kind of growing and exploring, you know, making your community larger. Let's make sure that all of my essential buildings are working. Okay, so my logging hut, they've just knocked down all the trees. Let's pull one of them back, do that a little bit more slowly. We've got plenty of trees, plenty of logs. We could probably grab some more of this rubbish down here, though. And down there. Okay, so let me just make sure that everything I'm doing over here is a good idea. Okay, so these guys, we're out of relics now, and so there's kind of no point in keeping my science going right now until I have, until I've unlocked more, either a different technology that lets them research without relics. There we go, planks, or just find more relics. So now that I've got planks, there's a bunch of technologies that depended on planks, like the herbal station, which I've never built. Medium storage, get a little bit more room. The thing that I really wanted, though, was the path. I want to be able to make roads, and that only costs 3, which is nice. It looks like I can also get medium storage. I'm kind of tempted to do that. We could fish more. We could have more efficient water purifiers. We could make actual planks. That's a good idea. Oh, wait. Academy and scholars debate. These are the better ways to use technology. Oh, there's so many options here. It's hard to choose. I really like their technology system. Like, sort of the staggered way that you're sort of leveling things up and making your investments in the things that you want. I think I'm just going to go with boring old medium storage because I'm a boring human being. But I'm also, now that I've got paths, I'm going to trace some paths out here. So I'm going to let some make it easier for people to get to the logging station. I'm going to make it easier for people to get between these places. Paths actually work when they're diagonal in this game, which is nice. And then, oh yeah, then I built this sorting station over here, but I think it's going to be across some water no matter what we do, so that's fine. And I guess I'll let you build one more path through here, and then down to this. Lovely. Okay, so my people will work on those paths. In the meantime, now that I've got explorers out here, we can have them explore the flooded factory for people and also other stuff. So, oh, so we have found the Fire Brigade clan. So they were started by a fire department. They seem awesome. Let's obviously accept them, except they're bringing us disease, which is going to be great. Okay, so you'll notice now we have 17 extra people. I'm not sure. I think those people right now are being kept here at the camp, maybe? I'm not quite sure. They've got food that they can scavenge here, though, so I'm going to let them keep scavenging out here. But I think it's when we bring these people back home that we get the extra people. Yeah, they've got 14 travelers with them. Okay, so we're going to let them keep exploring. In fact, let's have them also search this place. And what else is there to search? Let them grab as much crap as they can before they come home. In the meantime, these guys are overworked because they made a bunch of tasks when there's only 3 of them. But yeah, look how we've cleared out so much space now. We can build like crazy over here. All right. So once we bring these people home, I think that'll be actually probably a good end to this episode. Because then we're going to have to start dealing with politics, which is just like a whole other thing. So you'll notice this is a different district from Roach Refuge. This is Alga section. So if we want to settle here, we can, but each citizen of my community will either live here or here. They won't, and you can have, like, it's one thing you can do is have one district, like one faction live in one district and another faction live in another district and keep them separate from each other, which means you can make decisions that please each of them in their local district without needing to worry about conflicts, or you can just merge the two entirely. Both are valid options. So let's work a little faster. You can see these guys are exploring, trying to bring home all these resources. They're low on rations, but I'm hoping if they collect food from here, they'll be able to bring it back and be fine. Oh, but I think we're reaching our storage limit here. Oh yeah, we got very little food. Okay, good. They brought some food back. So I just want this place to last a little longer. Okay, but they've reached the resource limit, so I think they can't. I'm going to need to send another expedition over here later. For right now, let's come back home. So, there's still plenty to do over here, but we're going to bring the newcomers back home to the settlement like this says. You notice my people are busy building this road. There we go. The expedition has returned safely, and they brought home all the stuff they scavenged from the buildings. However, we've started an epidemic. So cool. That's going to be fun, dealing with an epidemic. They gave us 10 research, which I think is intentional, because we're going to need to use some technology to survive the epidemic that comes next. So interestingly, this series of events that's happening, the factions are different. And it looks like the layout of the landscape is different. But the series of events is the same as what I experienced during my first playthrough. Finding the dove, having the epidemic come back with those people, the order in which, different aspects of the game were unlocked. All of that stuff happened in about the same order. So it's interesting how sort of like this game has definitely got a specific story to it. There's definitely there's a lot of aspects of the game that are procedurally generated, different every time, but there's also a lot that is the same. So it's interesting that they sort of chose to do it that way, because I think it definitely was very helpful for me to learn the game, to be able to go through a campaign like that had a very a deliberate series of events that taught me each new complication as it came, and so I appreciate that. It is definitely the right way, I think, to ease someone into a game like this. It does make me wonder, though, if there's going to be some kind of mode or option later on down the line where it's not necessarily the same events in the same order, and you're just sort of like free playing in a sandbox forever. So Kragan points out that now I've got 20 people unemployed on the main island. He was pointing out earlier that I had 3 people. Yeah, I think there weren't really enough jobs for me to assign people to do, I guess. No, actually, of course there are. I can always assign people back here. You'll notice now I've got 2 different factions of people that are getting assigned these jobs. And so even now that I fill out the storage, even if I put this woodcutter back, because why the heck not? Even if I bring people back here, more people working on the food, we still have got 4 people unemployed. So I'm going to need to, I'm definitely going to want to upgrade my storage. So I'll kick that off, because I'm going to need to start accumulating more food to feed all of these people. So we'll do that, and then we're going to start, because I'm pretty sure that now that I get more people eating, yeah, my balance of food is down. So we're going to have to set up medical facilities to handle the epidemic. We're going to need to figure out how we're going to feed more people. And we're also going to want to finish exploring this. So those are all noble goals for our next episode. But for right now, I think we're going to wrap this up. Oh, yeah, and Craig had pointed out that they probably brought home relics. Yes, they did. They brought home relics to fuel more technology development, which is going to be really good, too. So we've got a lot of stuff to play with in the next episode. So we're going to make that right now. If you're watching me live on Twitch, stick with me. We're going to keep playing this game. But if you're on YouTube, the episode's over. So there's a subscribe button for my channel, and here's a link to the next episode that I'm about to make. And here's some other stuff. So click on some things.